It's a hot one today, folks. We've had the sprayers overnight and some today. If you look on the mountain tops there, you can see the residue from the spray lines. Mist from the chem mists. We were at an hospital yesterday, visiting someone on a respiratory ward. The sight we saw there, folks, in particular in men over 60, struggling to breathe, on oxygen. The noise from the machines they were on is just ridiculous. I couldn't concentrate on the person that we were visiting because my brain was focusing on the machine noise. It was so loud. The machine noises, sorry, everybody's got these things on. Oh God, you know, breathing apparatus, these nose bag mask things, and it was horrible. You know, at one time you retired, you had a bit of a retirement, and then you passed away peacefully in your sleep of old age. Natural causes, they called it. But looking at that hospital yesterday, ward after ward, the hospital was rammed. The car park is massive. One of the biggest car parks you could ever want to fucking try and find a parking spot on, and we couldn't. You know, so we had to park the car, get Jebby with a wheelchair just to visit someone and walk a mile and a half into the hospital and a mile and a half back to the car. Crazy, really. Look at all this. And there was a copious amount of red admirals. I don't know if I've got that in the shot somewhere here, opening and shutting its wings. Quite a few of them in this nettle bed here, this weed bed, as they call it. But the amount of people in that hospital, the amount of people coming in, amount coming out, it was like being in a city centre, folks. And all these people are ill. But on this particular ward, all these men, bed after bed, row after row of them on oxygen, folks. I've never seen out like it. I never want to visit an hospital again. I never want to visit anyone in hospital. And certainly me and Debbie have talked about, you know, if something happens to us, we're staying at home, we're staying fucking put, we'll look after each other, and then the kids will take over and we'll die at fucking home. I certainly will, folks. I won't die with no tubes in me. I won't die with no fucking medication, as they call it, in me at all. And I will die as naturally and as fucking peacefully as I'm allowed to, folks. And without any fucking fuss. I've accepted my fucking fate. I'm looking forward to the challenge of fucking passing peacefully. But whilst I'm here, I'm going to continue to try and broaden people's horizons to what is taking place around the earth, folks. You've only got to look into the distance there. And in particular, in this dip here, beyond that dip, there's a mountain leading out of Welshpool. And if I can just zoom in enough, you should see the outline of it. But again, completely and utterly, totally, 100% and some misted in this shit, sprayed from these aircraft, sprayed from these land facilities, whatever, and then being pulsed and frequenced and goodness knows what with all the shit that they say they need in the air now to keep us all connected through, again, I have to keep repeating it, folks, the wireless body area networks into the body-to-body wireless area networks and the wireless medical area networks and the military area network is the fucking lot of it, folks. The track, the trace and the erase from off of this, you can be targeted with this stuff on the street furniture, on the traffic lights and whatever, on the crossings in particular. And you can be zapped. You can be made ill. You can be made to lose control of your bowels instantly. Or you can be given an heart attack or a fucking stroke. And that's the truth. That's this weaponization of the air and the weaponization of this radiation in air and the weaponization of us. Yeah, we are now nodes on this fucking network of theirs, this net. Yeah, have a think about that. This internet net, and it's worldwide. This web, what's a tangled web they have woven in order to deceive and then some folks. So I'm not too far from home. I'm going into this beautiful field at the bottom here of maize before the glyphosate machine comes in next week and sprays fuck out of it. I'll get the guinea pigs some more maize. I'll try and grab a bit of this, not this, but this wayside grass here, this different grass here, this nice stuff here. They'll eat copious amounts of that. Well, we've only got the one guinea pig left. But yeah, this hospital yesterday, folks, it was a complete shocker. I don't visit hospitals, but we had to visit this chap who's been having all kinds of problems, mainly breathing problems. You know, and then you find out that these vaccines that they were given, not just the COVID vaccines, but going back at least to the 80s as far as I'm concerned, folks, from my research. I mean, these vaccines have been going on now for over 50 years, getting on for 60 years. When this vaccine program was rolled out massively around the world, and from off of it we've had so much illness and depopulation from off of it, folks, you wouldn't believe. You know, and this depopulation is still ongoing. And there's yet to be a catastrophic event where a mass of people disappear from the earth all at once, which has happened all through history, folks. It's been repeated over and over, and it's just coming around again at some point. I'm hoping not to be here when that happens, but chances are we will be. And I'm going to make sure that I can catalogue as much of it as possible. And we're seeing some of it now in my lifetime, folks, especially since 2020 up to now, folks. You wouldn't believe how many people have succumbed to those injections, from unborn babies to young adults to teenagers to middle age, and then the older people, folks. Me and Debbie know so many people now that know those vaccines injured them, and yet they refuse point blank to stop having any more and just carry on now. They're caught in this fucking web, this worldwide web. They're caught in it, ensnared in it, trapped in it. I'm not. I know I'm not. I use the web, the internet, to my advantage only, folks, and hopefully to yours, but mainly to the advantage of those people not yet born, where they can then look back at the press of a button and see what really happened through our story, not fucking history. Anyway, just got to find an opening into this field now, and then I'll jump in. Up. We have a bus. Far end of the field here, that doesn't come so often through the village. The village is quiet today, and very hot. The dogs are not with me. The dogs are in the home. We've got this a large air cooler that we've bought that we can wheel around the property. We've got one at either end of the property. We've got all the curtains and blinds shut and the windows on either side open, just to get that pressure, that negative pressure flowing. And then these coolers that we put ice and water in, just blowing, hopefully keeping it as cool as possible for them. Anyway, I just thought I'd update you, folks. Look carefully here. Just a few 100 feet, if that, through this tree line here before you reach the other tree line here, and we can see some of that mist now just lingering here. Anyway, I'll shut up and I'll see you on the next one, folks. It's a pretty sight. I've had to climb over from the road here, gain entrance. And as far as the eye can see now, this stuff is as tall as me. Look. And like I say, it's going to be sprayed with the poisons at some time in the next fortnight, so I'm going to grab as much of this as I can get now for the guinea pig. Nice, isn't it? For those of you that don't get to visit places like this, that'll do for now. I've got a bag full of this stuff. I've got to look after the animals. And that's it, folks. Quiet road back. Half a mile back in this heat.